Believe it or not, this is how to tune your guitar. And we'll start from the basics and go from there. There's a lot more to this video than just tuning your guitar. Believe me, you want to watch the whole thing. I'm using Ableton to tune up here, and I prefer Contact libraries. Those two you can kind of get into slowly. Ableton, you can get yourself a license with buying a keyboard or something like that for a trial license. You'll get up to 8 tracks. Maybe it's 12 now, but I think it's 8, and that'll definitely get you started. Music is something you can come into a little bit at a time. You don't have to go crazy. You just spend your budget and get yourself going, and then you could go from there. But let's get back to tuning. Tuning is the most important look at what you can do over the shortest amount of time. If you go into somewhere and play and your guitar isn't in tune, or they have dead strings, basically strings that have a lot of wear on them, that could come from finger oils, dirt, contamination. You do want to keep your strings periodically cleaned, and you could do that with a rubbing alcohol on the strings. You just unwind it, and then you can clean off the strings. You need a little bit of room so you can get under the bottom of them, but over time they still will oxidize, and you'll have to get yourself new ones. And I'll tell you at the end of this how you can see when your strings are needing replacement or not. But it's kind of pretty obvious if you're playing a flat or sharp guitar. Predominantly it's going to be flat, what I've learned over the last 30 years. And you're just tuning the strings one at a time. Okay, as you go through this and you're tuning the D-wound string, the first time you hear it hit that note from a completely loose string to the second time you hear that note in tune with a tuner, that's going to be not the note you want. You want one more. So from a completely unwound string to a tuned string is 3 times. But don't go ever too far. It's easy to make a mistake in the beginning and break a string, and a lot of people will do that, but that's just part of the learning process. You just wind it up slowly. You get it in tune. Then what you're going to do is you never want to unwind a string. There is a slack in the nut on the guitar, which is the lower plastic piece that you see below the frets. And that piece the string can hang on. So what you don't want to do is ever loosen a string. And the same goes for many string instruments, including violin, harp, and the like. You always want to tighten into the string. If you go too far sharp with a string, no problem. Take it down 2 to 3 semitones and then tighten it up again. But never leave the string loose. If it gets hung somewhere and you start playing on it, what's going to happen is it's going to go flat. The other thing is you always keep tuning to up, okay? Which means when you go through all your strings for the first time, it's going to tighten everything on the one end, and your lower strings are going to start to go flat again because they're loose, because the neck of the instrument has become bowed. So always keep tightening. That's one thing you'll see here.